Hello and welcome to sportingways.com. My name's Thomas Rooney and I'm joined by Joe Rooney once again. We're going to look through the Premier League fixtures for this weekend, just give a prediction for each, a few thoughts on each as well, and just go through each one by one as the sort of Premier League comes to its closing stages really. So we're going to start with Arsenal versus Chelsea. It's a 12:45 kick-off on Saturday lunchtime this weekend. I'll talk about Arsenal to begin with, and Joe will talk about Chelsea. That's the normal pattern that we'll adopt. Me talking about the home team and Joe the away team. So Arsenal obviously hugely disappointed with the defeat at home to Wigan last time. People looked at that and they just thought it's a home banker. But Wigan did what they did against Manchester United and they picked up a fantastic win and they deserved to win that game as well. Arsene Wenger said afterwards that even though Arsenal are capable of coming back after 2-0 down, you can't do it all the time. They've done it a couple of times this season, they couldn't do it on this occasion. And I thought a little bit they were relying a little bit too heavily on Oxlade-Chamberlain coming on and changing things. The fans certainly were. He's only a young guy and you can't expect too much of him. They're 5 points above Tottenham and Newcastle at the moment. And you said they probably maybe need one more win possibly to sort of secure a Champions League place, which after an up and down season, certainly one that started very poorly, would be a relatively successful campaign for the Gunners.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, Chelsea, they're playing with a lot of momentum at the moment, aren't they? I mean, they had a fantastic result against Tottenham in the FA Cup over the weekend. We should say that we obviously don't know the Barcelona result, but we know that would have been a very tough mental test for them as well as physically, so it could be tough going into this weekend's game. But they're playing with a lot of self-belief and togetherness that Di Matteo seems to install in them, and they are in the mix for fourth place as well.
Absolutely.
So this is going alright for Chelsea at the moment. Prediction for this one?
Yeah, I think it's going to be, as you say, it's going to be tough for Chelsea going into this one on the back of sort of Barcelona game and a lot of sort of high-profile games. But I actually think it's going to be a draw. I think Arsenal will be reasonably happy with that as a point towards their Champions League. This is probably one of their toughest games they've got left. So I'm going for 1-1 at the Emirates.
Yeah, I've gone for a draw as well. Slightly more goals I've gone for there. I've gone for 2-2.
Okay, we're going to get Aston Villa versus Sunderland next. It's a 3 p.m. kick-off on Saturday afternoon in the Premier League. Talk about Aston Villa to begin with. Now, against Manchester United last time out, they were, I'd say, mind-numbingly awful. I think they were terrible. They didn't give it a go. There was no invention, and it's a very frustrating performance. As a neutral watching it, you just thought, "Come on, Villa, give it a go." It didn't happen at all. And United won comfortably. In terms of their league position, Wigan, who have gone on a fantastic run, are now only a point behind Aston Villa, and that shows how much trouble Villa are potentially in. They're 6 points above the drop zone, so you probably would expect them to have enough. But they are still very much in the mix because there's teams below them winning games, and they've got Bolton next week, and they're a team that's got games in hand over Villa and kind of is the team in 18th position. I think that will make or break Villa's season next week. But they'd love to go into that one on the back of 3 points. So this home game against Sunderland is massive for Villa.
Yeah, Sunderland, they're ninth in the table at the moment. They are going to be aiming for their top 10 finish. They're frustrated by a 0-0 draw against Wolves, which is a game they would have been looking to win with the form Wolves have been in at the moment. They're now about 5 games without a win in all competitions, so they have faded away slightly. But I mean, Martin O'Neill has done a fantastic job there because they were relegation candidates, of course. So he's done brilliantly, but he'll just want that final push, that strong finish, just to build a bit of momentum for next season.
Prediction? Yeah, I'm going to go for. I'm actually going to go for Aston Villa win. I just don't know how they're going to get it because it's not basing this on what they saw at Old Trafford really. But I've just got a feeling that they're going to get one more win that they possibly need. So I'm going to go for Aston Villa 1, Sunderland 0. Just a sneaky feeling.
Yeah, I'm going for a different result on this one. After seeing Villa on Sunday, I really can't see where the points are coming for them for the moment. And Sunderland are going to be desperate for a win, not winning in a while. So I'm actually saying that Sunderland are going to win 1-0.
Okay, next up we'll look at Blackburn Rovers at home to Norwich City. It's a 3 p.m. kick-off on Saturday afternoon in the Premier League. And talk about Blackburn to begin with, and I think this is a must-win for Blackburn, I really do. I think they're 3 points adrift to safety, so obviously every point's crucial at the moment. They've lost their last 5, so they desperately need to get back to winning ways. And they're looking at their remaining fixtures, their home games, obviously against Norwich this weekend, then they've also got Wigan away, they've got Spurs and Chelsea, so they kind of need to win both home games, possibly pick something up on the road somehow, and hope that results go their way. But this weekend they have to win. 6 defeats in a row. You just kind of think they'd be doomed if they lost this one. So massive weekend for Steve Keane and his team.
Yeah, I mean, Norwich, they had a massive defeat at 6-1 at home to Manchester City, didn't they? But Manchester City that day were just a class apart. I mean, they were on such good form, and Norwich were still applauded off by their home fans actually, which proves just how good City were, and that Norwich did actually put up a fight, but it was just it was a lesson in finishing, I think, more than anything. They're 43 points now, Norwich, so they've had a fantastic season. They're safe, but their last 2 seasons getting promotions have all been building that momentum for the next season, so they'll want to be doing the same again.
Okay, prediction. Yeah, I think it's going to be actually a Norwich win. I've got a funny feeling that there's a protest before the game for Blackburn. I don't think the atmosphere will be very good, and why they're doing that with 4 or 5 games to go, I find incredible. Just get behind your team and get them to stay up. But Norwich have had some very good away wins early in the season, and I think they've got one more left in them sort of before the end. So I'm going for Blackburn 1, Norwich 3.
Yeah, I can see a Norwich win here actually. I just think Paul Lambert's side, they always seem to bounce back after a heavy defeat, and he always installs that belief in them. So I think Norwich are going to win 2-1.
Okay, we're going to look at Bolton at home to Swansea. It's a 3 p.m. kick-off on Saturday afternoon in the Premier League. I'm going to talk about Bolton to begin with. Now, they've got 2 games in hand over the teams around them, which is obviously a nice situation to be in a way, but obviously you'd rather have the points on the board. They're only 2 points behind Queen's Park Rangers, so you would kind of say that it's in their own hands, their survival, because obviously if they win all their games, they're going to stay up comfortably. With reference to this weekend, this is probably one of the more winnable games, a sort of a home game against a team that hasn't got too much to play for. You could also say it's possibly a must-win for own cause men, considering they've lost their last couple without scoring, and they really could do with a boost and a return to some form. So yeah, really big weekend for own call in this team, and 3 points would be invaluable, definitely.
Yeah, Swansea, I mean, they had 4 defeats in succession before they beat Blackburn at the weekend, which was a massive win for them. They're on 39 points, and that probably would have kept them safe, but just almost that psychological thing of going over the 40-point marks. They're now 42 points, and they're just another one of these sides that are going to be looking for that top 10 finish, momentum for what is definitely going to be a difficult season next season. I think a lot of people are going to be looking at Swansea as a team that could have that second season syndrome.
Absolutely.
And Rodgers has been linked with the Tottenham job this week, should Redknapp go to England, which is just really proof of the job that he's done at Swansea and how fantastic he's done there, especially this season. So, prediction for this one?
Yeah, I think I said it's a must-win for Bolton, but I don't think they'll actually get it on this occasion. I think Swansea are a team that relish playing with freedom. They'll go into this game sort of in confident mood after the win last time out. I actually think nothing will separate the sides in the end, but it'll be an entertaining one, so I'm going for 2-2.
Yeah, I actually think Bolton are going to win this one. I think they're going to win 2-1.
Okay, next up we're going to look at Fulham at home to Wigan. It's another 3 p.m. kick-off on Saturday afternoon in the Premier League. Talk about Fulham to begin with. Recent form's been good, 3 games without a defeat. They got a good draw against Chelsea last time out, deserved. And obviously Clint Dempsey got the goal in that game, and he scored 22, I think it is, this year now. I just want to say I think he really should have been involved in the Player of the Year nominations, because he's just been a fantastic, classy finisher. He's got fantastic goals for them. He's made sure that they've been nowhere near the drop zone for quite a while now. And I think maybe he deserves a move to a top 4 team in the summer, but we'll see on that one. In terms of Fulham's league position, they're 10th. Their goal difference is 0, so it's the epitome of solid, really. I mean, they're bang in the middle there, and they'll be happy with that, and they'll want to maintain their top 10 finish between now and the end of the season.
Yeah, I mean, Wigan, what a performance against Arsenal.
Amazing.
Just incredible. I mean, 6 points from Man United and Arsenal. People would have said there's no hope of them getting 1, and they've put up back-to-back wins. And they're now 5 points clear of the drop zone, which is just a fantastic achievement so far. And they want to maintain this gap going into the last 2 games. They've got Blackburn away and Wolves at home. I mean, Wolves looking likely they'll be relegated by then, so that could be a massive game for them. But they'll want to put themselves in a great position just for those final 2 games. But one thing you know about Wigan is that you never quite know what they're going to do, and you wouldn't write them off needing something from their last game. So, prediction for this one?
Yeah, sort of on that kind of note, really, I think it'd be very typical of Wigan if they obviously got the fantastic 2 results.
Yeah.
I just think maybe when people are maybe expecting to get something at Fulham, I think they might come undone, because Fulham are a very good attacking side on their day, and I actually think Wigan are going to get a bit of a hammering here to put them back down to earth, although I do think they'll still stay up. So I'm actually going to go for Fulham 4, Wigan 1.
Right, okay, I can't see many goals in this one. I can't see any actually. With Fulham not too much to play for. Wigan will go there, and I think they'll be happy just to take a point there. So I'm going for a 0-0. Okay,
next up we've got Newcastle United versus Stoke City. It's a 3 p.m. kick-off on Saturday afternoon in the Premier League. Talk about Newcastle to begin with, and they were all but assured a place in Europe after Liverpool beat Everton in the FA Cup. So that means the 6th place team in the Premier League is going to be in the Europa League. But they'll want Champions League. They won't be settling for Europa League at the moment, and that's kind of credit for the season they've had, because they're level on points with Spurs, and obviously Spurs' form has been horrific. Newcastle's has been fantastic. A really good time for a purple patch in your season. They've won 5 in a row. They've not conceded in 3, and Alan Pardew's got a fantastic team spirit going on, and they'll want to keep that going, and there is no doubt whatsoever that they are capable of finishing in the top 4. So big weekend for them. They'll want 3 points against Stoke City.
Yeah, Stoke just 1 defeat in the last 5 for them, which is very solid from Tony Pulis and his side. And after this, actually 3 of their last 4 games are at home, so they're going to really be looking to push on towards the end of the season.
Yeah.
The 14th, but only just 1 point off 9th, so a top 10 finish is definitely still in their sights. It's been a very, very long season for them with the Europa League, so just one final push to finish as high at the table as possible. Prediction for this one? Yeah,
I think it's going to be Newcastle, maybe due dropping some points. I mean, it doesn't mean they will, but I've just got a feeling that Stoke are going to come here, and they're a difficult team to play against, Stoke. Newcastle beat them earlier in the season, so they'll be after a little bit of revenge there. I actually think it's going to be a 1-1 draw in this one.
Yeah, I think Newcastle are just flying at the minute, especially at home. And Stoke, I mean, long season, they're going to have some very tired players. I think Newcastle will win this 2-0.
Okay, next up we've got Queen's Park Rangers versus Tottenham. It's the late kick-off on Saturday afternoon, 5:30 kick-off at Loftus Road. And I'm going to talk about QPR to begin with, and it's been all about the home form for them recently. They've been good at home. They've won their last 3 on home soil and kind of given themselves a fighting chance of staying up. And looking at their remaining fixtures, they've obviously got Tottenham at home this weekend, then they've got Stoke at home, and away from home they've got Chelsea, Manchester City. So it's a very tough run-in with Chelsea, Man City and Spurs to play. But they'll back themselves in front of their home fans, and they'll probably know that if they can win this one, then they've got a winnable home game against Stoke, then they really have got a good chance of staying up. At the moment they're 2 points clear of the bottom 3, but Bolton have got a couple of games in hand and lots of hard work to do for QPR at the moment, and every game is a cup final for Mark Hughes and his team, including this weekend.
Yeah, Tottenham really struggling at the minute, aren't they, actually? 5-1 defeat to Chelsea in the FA Cup. It's a massive blow for them. They've got to pick themselves up again for the final run-in of the season. And say a Champions League place is actually crucial. I mean, they've gone from being title contenders to definite third to definite fourth now, not knowing if they could be playing Europa League football next season, which would be a massive blow for them as well. 1 win in 8 Premier League games, so they really have got to pick themselves up, and I think that this is must win for Tottenham. So prediction for this one for you, Tom?
Yeah, I think as good as QPR home form's been, I've got a feeling for Tottenham. I've got to think they're going to bounce back in this one. I think it may be sort of only they may need 1 more win to really push them on and secure that top 4 place, I think. So I think it's going to be QPR 1, Tottenham 3.
Yeah, I think it's actually going to be a fantastic game at Loftus Road, but I think Tottenham will just sneak it 3-2.
Okay, moving on to Sunday's fixtures, we've got Manchester United at home to Everton. It's a 12:30 kick-off at Old Trafford. Talk about United to begin with. They brushed aside Villa last time. Villa are obviously very poor and kind of didn't give it a go, but United got the job done. They won 4-0, 2 goals from Wayne Rooney, even though he didn't have his best day. That kind of just shows what you need to do as champions, really. And United just make sure you get the points, even if you do have a slight off day. They're 5 points clear of Manchester City at the moment, and this is the gap they need to maintain going to the Manchester derby, because City looking very good at the moment with Tevez and Aguero sort of really coming into form. So 3 points and nothing less will do for United this weekend against Everton.
Yeah, Everton, they'll be disappointed with their FA Cup defeat to Liverpool. I mean, that's 3 times they've now lost to them this season. So their main aim now is to restore a bit of pride and finish above Liverpool this season. They're currently a point ahead of them, so it's definitely doable.
Yeah.
And on paper, after Man United away, they have got a fairly decent run-in with Fulham, Stoke and Wolves after this. Yeah. All sides that, I mean, Wolves are pretty doomed, and then Fulham and Stoke haven't got too much to play for, so all definitely winnable games. So prediction for this one?
Yeah, I think as boring as it is, I do think it's going to be Manchester United that get the win. I think it's maybe not going to be as easy as it was against Aston Villa, so I think Everton have got a bit more about them, but in the end I think it's going to be United that win 3-0.
Yeah, same again. I can't really see anything other than a comfortable United win here, and I've gone for 2-0.
Okay, next up on Sunday we've got a 4 p.m. kick-off between Liverpool and West Brom at Anfield. Talk about Liverpool to begin with, and they would have loved the FA Cup win over Everton at Wembley, and now in the FA Cup final, and they'll take on Chelsea, and that was a really sort of a good day for them, and they've obviously had a lot of success in the Cups this year. They now need to focus on the league again though, because they've had some very poor form in the league. They did beat Blackburn last time out, but they want some momentum for the FA Cup final. They want to save some face in terms of their league position, and they'll really want to sort of get some points on the board in the next couple of weeks. And just a quick mention for Andy Carroll as well, because he's coming for a little stick over the last few months, but he's scored a couple of crucial goals for them recently. Maybe nudging his way towards the Euro 2012 thinking possibly, but he'll want a couple more goals between now and the end of the campaigns, and to help Liverpool finish strongly.
Yeah, West Brom, they beat QPR last time out, which was continuing their decent home form. They're currently sitting in 13th, so sort of happy with life in the Premier League at the minute. And there isn't really a great deal to say about Roy Hodgson and them. They've gone about their job well. They haven't really been massively talked about all season, but they'll be more than happy with that. And yeah, this is another season in the Premier League for them, which is great. So prediction for this one, Tom?
Yeah, I think I've got a feeling it's going to be a Liverpool win. I don't think it'll be comfortable because West Brom are a decent side, and I like the way they play football. But in the end, I'm going to go for 2-1 to the home side.
Yeah, I think Liverpool are going to have a lot of confidence after that win over Everton. I think they'll just have a bit too much for West Brom today. I think it'll be 3-1.
Okay, the final game to look at is another 4 p.m. kick-off. This is between Wolves and Manchester City at Molineux. For Wolves, it's a good point at Sunderland last time out, a 0-0 draw at the Stadium of Light, but you just think it's too late for them really. They're 8 points adrift of safety, and even if they got something from their next couple of games, they've still probably got too much to do between now and the end of the season. They've got games against Swansea, Everton and Wigan, so there are some points to be got there, but like I say, I think they've got too much to do. They might have one win in them, but have they got 2 or 3 or 4, which they probably need? I don't think so, because the self-belief has gone from the players, the confidence from the fans has gone. Terry Connor's had a tough job to do, and it just hasn't worked for him on this occasion. And if they do go down, I've just got a funny feeling that McCarthy might be back at the club, because they probably accept that it was the wrong decision to sack him, and if they can swallow their pride a little bit, and McCarthy's not too bitter about the situation, they might get him back, and he's a good man to maybe get them back up again. But this weekend, Manchester City, the fans will be dreading it. Yeah. I think the players will be not particularly looking forward to it, because Manchester City are flying at the moment.
Yeah, I mean, Manchester City, their class really shone through at Norwich, didn't it? I mean, fantastic 6-1 win, and they just got to keep winning games. They keep winning games, they'll push United all the way and still have United to play. And with Tevez and Aguero, I mean, that's 2 strikers just banging form at the moment, and you think, had Tevez have been there all season, would they have won the title by now? They probably would have, Tevez would have got those important goals here and there, because no matter what people say about him, he's an absolutely world-class player, and he makes such a difference to Manchester City. So what's your prediction for this one, Tom?
Yeah, I think we can probably guess what we're both going to go for on this one. It's just a matter of how many, I think, because I can't see Wolves getting anything out of this. I'm actually going to go for Wolves 0, Manchester City 3.
Yeah, I've just gone 1 goal more. I think it's going to be just a complete whitewash from Man City. I think it's going to be 4-0.